Type it in the chat. Here.
So what did you want to work on?
I so far know we have a discussion post for this week. It's I'm about to share it. Just waiting for it to load. Oops. I know so far, she's Professor Mushi is only grading like 2 of the 3 discussion posts. I was trying to do this one, but I was kind of having difficulty because the website, I don't really see much of the so-called differences. I can't really, it's kind of hard to navigate through it. That website here, the 0 to 3.
Yeah. So let's read the discussion post. So the discussion post says, you want to read the description?
Yeah. Our discussion topic 2 is infant toddler language development. You are required to visit the 0 to 3 website to read more about language development. From birth to about 3 years of age, browse through the website in a relaxed mode rather than trying to look for specific language milestones. Absorb information related to language development and then response to the following prompt. Use addressing all components. Number 1, list 2 differences in language development between infants and toddlers. The difference can be with regards to producing sound speech, ability to communicate, appropriate language activities, caregiver roles, resources, etc. You can use information from class discussion to support your points. A specific age difference and activity levels between infant and toddlers approximately is acceptable. How are toddlers different from infants in terms of their activities levels? B, select one of the differences you list in number 1 above and expand on it, highlighting the main reasons for the difference between infants and toddlers in the process of development and specifically learning language. Number 2, as a professional teacher in early childhood education, what strategies will you use to work with parents of infants and toddlers as they support their children's language development in general and in meeting specific needs of their children in particular, such as learning a needed second language or need for additional help due to language delay or disability? How can you make effective use of the 0 to 3 website as a resource for parents? Yes. And then it's 500 words. Yes.
Yes, that would be between 450 and 550.
I'm having difficulty answering the first 3 because I'm not really sure where to find the information from the website because it's kind of hard to navigate through it.
Well, she said that you can use information from the class discussion to support your point.
Because I did use the search bar from that little website. This so far gave me more articles to look at, but some of it is like member only, and then like some is like pretty short, not much stuff. It's like repeating stuff from other little articles they had already there. Yeah, so it's like everything is repeating itself in just different wording for the website from what I saw.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to find the difference of the language because I don't really know where to find it on the website.
Okay. So she says you're required to visit zero to two website to more about language development and further about the browse the website in a relaxed mode rather than trying to look for specific language milestone. Absorb information related to the language development and then respond to the following prompts addressing all. So the website is more so to look through, just to look through.
Not really to find information.
Yeah, she wants you to just look at it as if it was a resource for you.
Oh, so then where would the information be? Is it in the textbook then?
Well, for question one, she says list two differences in language development. List two differences in language development between toddlers. The differences in regard to producing sound, speech sounds, ability, appropriate language activities, caregiver roles, resources, etc. You can use information from class discussion to support your point. So the first question means for you to discuss what are the differences in topics during their language development. What activities are appropriate for toddlers?
Okay. I don't really you remember if the textbook kind of mentioned about these? Or is it like where would I find the information like about the activity level and the language development?
You should be reading it in the textbook. The textbook does a really good way of comparing the contrasts.
Oh yeah, I think I saw a chart about that. The infant and toddler.
Yeah, you can get those from textbooks. You can get those from past notes that you've been writing down, or from the slides that she's providing on as well. You can also get that from the website, 0 to 3. I'm sure when you get right, or I'm sure if you look through the website, it can maybe talk about a little bit of what are the differences between infant and toddler.
So it might be in the textbook that will help for the question.
Yeah,
find the differences
in all the resources that she's been giving you.
The two differences is just two, right? Not four, like two each. It's just two, right? For the first question, the differences?
Yeah.
It's just two difference between them. And then for the question two, it's like multiple questions for the first one, the first part here. It seems like when I looked at it again. Is there more questions in here? Like for that first part?
For question one?
No, number two?
Number two? It looks like she's just asking for you to describe what resources or what advice would you give to parents to support their child's language development, even if they have a language delay or they're learning. And then she's asking the next question. How would you use the 0 to 3 website as a resource for parents? how would you give it to parents? Why would you give it to parents? Why would you give that website to them?
Okay. Okay. So the information might be from the textbook then. Okay. Yeah. And it will be from this week's or previous chapter, right? Would it be for to answer this one, it seems?
It should be, well, do you have your textbook with you?
Yeah, I do. So-called for this week is about the language development for this module. Module 3 that's the theme for it. Is language development, infants and toddlers. That's the theme for this week.
And what's the chapter title?
The chapters she included here are 4 and 5, and then there's a video and some so-called handouts and lectures, which will be the PowerPoints.
Yeah. What are chapters 4 and 5? What are their titles?
Let me see. Chapter 4 and 5. Chapter 4 is so-called language development of infants and toddlers. And then our chapter 5 is called enhancing language development in infant and toddlers.
Then yes. You can get some of your points from chapter 4 and 5 because we are talking specifically about infant and toddler language.
So it will be in these chapters. Okay.
Yeah. I think chapter 5 will probably talk more about providers
activities. Okay.
And then I think chapter 4 would be more.
Yeah, it's kind of mentioned about the pragmatic, semantic, syntactic development. Those three.
I believe it goes by every app.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. More phonemic development. That's only 4 development here. I don't see a 5th one. But the early little one before it, the semantic is early communication contents. Context. They don't have all 5 of the language one.
It doesn't have all 5 of them.
Only 4. The semantic, syntactic, morphemic, pragmatic. There's one more, right? Isn't there 5?
Yeah.
This one only have 4 in this chapter, for chapter 4. For the development. The one before the semantic is just say early communication context. I'm not sure. Is that? Oh yeah, inside that one is the phonological. That the 5th one. The 5th one's in the first one. It's just not titled that.
Okay. Yeah, it should have.
Yeah, it have all 5. Yes, it's just not titled that. That's why it's not there. Okay. So this will be more of like looking at the textbook to answer instead of the website. The website was just like for you to look through, eh? I thought it was like finding the stuff from the website because the way it had it, I thought it was from the website. Find the information to compare and contrast.
No, because she says rather than trying to look for specific language.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought.
Yeah, like for the last, that's the first thing. Right? Just to give reasons why or how can you use that website if it's the correct
So it's more of the chapter. Look at the chapters to find the information. Okay. The pictures. I was looking through the chapter 4, but not chapter 5 yet.
Okay. Yeah, so you can question 1.
So like if I don't do well this because Soko she said she only like grade 2 of the 3 discussion posts. And like if I don't do that well, she might just grade the next one.
Yeah, so what she does is she gives, I think, 3 discussion posts
Yeah, this is the second one.
prior to do 2.
Mhm.
But you can do all 3 of them.
Mhm.
Out of all 3, she'll draw.
Oh, it's like if I do all 3, okay.
Yeah, if you do the extra one.
Oh, there's
you
a 4th one too?
No, it's, I think it's 3.
I thought it's a quiz to have an extra quiz.
Yeah, and then same with the quiz. If you do the extra quiz, she'll drop the lowest. Gives you.
Oh, okay. I have a question. So-called when she put the so-called for the quiz about like because for the question on the question quiz part it said right, correct, or incorrect for the first few. And then when I see the answer sheet, it said the I or C. I was not sure what I was supposed to write the I or C or just the full word incorrect or for that.
She just wants you to write the letter.
Oh, for the answer?
Yeah, I for incorrect, C for correct.
Because I was kind of confused because her quiz sheet, the quiz itself was said right, incorrect or correct. And then on the answer, it does say the I or C. I was kind of confused. And she hasn't graded the quizzes yet, so I wasn't sure how she wanted it for the quiz.
Just write the letter.
Okay, just the letter. Okay. Yeah. Wait, just the letter. Okay. Just the letter. Okay.
I think the question, were you able to do the reflection journal from last week?
I so-called finished it, but I turned it in late. I know she so-called doesn't really grade late work, right? She doesn't really grade late work.
It depends how late it is. How many songs?
I so-called turned everything officially in this past Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe talk to her about it.
Yeah, because okay, yes.
Yeah, I turned in something late
Mm-hmm.
one time. She still graded it, but she only
She
dropped off.
A few points. Yeah. Okay.
But talk to her about it and let her know that you turned it.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I was kind of still struggling with it because I still need to find that with it was just finding the information, the little points, and then like making the explain why I chose find those points and then the connection to it. That part was kind of hard. And then the next one is 4 chapters, chapter 4 to 7.
Yeah.
And then that one's due the few more weeks from now. Okay.
Yeah, that one's due March 2nd.
In 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah. So if you want, maybe next week, next Friday, are we meeting next Friday?
Yeah, I'm meeting next Friday.
Okay, if we're meeting next Friday, maybe we can you can start doing the journal reviews because you're gonna read chapter
Yeah.
4 and 5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe next week you can do 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can go over it together.
Mm.
And then
Okay.
go through it.
Yeah, so called like when I finished everything, I didn't include a conclusion. Not sure if you need me to write a conclusion for it too, because we had to write an intro for it for the paper last time. I just didn't include a conclusion if it was needed for that one. I'm not sure. So I just have everything else and then the intro, and it was like 6.5 page long, and then the 7th page was the reference of the textbook.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think in class. Did you have class this Wednesday?
Yes, it was my classmates doing presentations. And she wasn't able to like really teach the class of showing the PowerPoints. She let us leave a few minutes early on this past Wednesday. We had
Okay.
some technical difficulties with the computer and the first the projector on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So I'm not sure if this week so
Next week is so-called hybrid. Next week is hybrid.
so maybe the week after that, week 7.
Yeah, I still haven't so-called so-called this past Monday I got the parents' email, but somehow the email they gave me was incorrect for some reason. It was the parent that wrote it themselves. So the parent I asked the parent, they said, okay, I can send you, but like what's the email for me to send to you, that kind. But I so-called got an email, but the email somehow is incorrect. The kid said this week came 3 days. Today the kid is here, so I'll try to ask again for the email or something. Yeah, from the parent. Yeah. So this past Wednesday, five classmates presented from yeah, five classmates presented, and then so-called the PowerPoints we don't have to submit.
Yeah. No, I don't think you need
It seems like some of my classmates they already ready, like the way they present it seems like they already have their paper almost there. The way they presented their papers, like the presentation seems like they're already halfway done with their papers. The way they were talking, so yeah. It was like halfway done with their paper, almost there, almost finished with their like major the paper. I'm not sure if they have the paper version of the assignment yet, but like the way they present it seems like they have the paper down already.
So don't really worry about where everyone is at because they chose different dates
Yeah.
when to present. So
Mhm.
obviously they're gonna have their stuff done earlier.
Mhm.
And the paper is due at the end of the semester. So really don't worry about the way they're presenting and the way they're talking.
Yeah.
If you're overwhelmed.
Yeah, kind of like, oh, you're finished. Almost like it seems like you're done with your paper, the way you present it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically the paper is what you present.
Mm.
And when you sit to write the paper,
Mm-hmm.
you write everything that you said during your presentation.
Mm.
More evidence, and I think you also have some scholars
In the paper. Just not in the person, because one of my classmates, they also kind of included an article that's kind of connected to their video of the child of language development. So like we need to have extra paper to connect to the video, huh? No?
You don't need to. No, in the rubric, she doesn't say to a scholar.
Oh.
Just follow the rubric.
Hmm.
Even though you see other people doing other things the way that they want to.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, but she reads the rubric.
Mm-hmm.
Just stick to the rubric.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if you do what other people do, you might get either like your ad little or not.
Mm.
So just stick with the rubric. Pull up the rubric. Okay. So you just need an introduction. Introduce the child, the background, their language, like what do they speak at home or do they speak more? Just include the background.
Okay.
Include observations. So how many times did you observe? What did you do? Did you record? Did you write notes? Did you Was it at their house? Was it at school? Just give a little bit of information about the observation.
Yeah, I saw some of my classmates, they were able to do one so-called at home and then one at class, in the classroom for them. So different videos is okay. Just
Yeah.
make sure you have the 5 language. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then make sure you go over those 5 aspects of language development. That is, I think, what she's really for
Mhm.
you being able to identify those 5 um 5 aspects of language and point them out during an observation, and then maybe explain, are they on track? Does it look like they might be a little bit behind, or are they further ahead than their other peers?
Oh yeah,
Just try to
she
make,
asked
like,
that question. I was like to my classmates. Some of them don't really know how to answer that question
Mhm.
about like where they are at of the language, like if they're delayed or like they're at the normal rate of their language skills. Some of them like that question is kind of hard if the don't really have know the child that much.
Yeah, it is a kind of hard question to
Mhm.
answer because you don't want to assume anything,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially if you don't know the child and you only observe them 3 to 4 times, 3 to 2 times.
Yeah.
You really don't want to assume, so it's kind of hard to answer. But you can just kind of say, from what I observed, it seems like this, but it might be different when I'm not there.
Yeah, yeah.
When they're at home and from school.
Yeah, that's what I think will happen with the child that's like work the parent who's a CPS teacher. That's I think what will happen when the she take a video of the kid at home.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what we're gonna see from the video.
So yeah, maybe if you want to ask the parent today, oh, just record one video at home, and then maybe you can record one video at school,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can see, like, is there a difference?
Yeah. Okay. Because I need still need to find the 5 aspects and then look at the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe like 2-ish videos to see if they have the 5 aspects and they're different from like when they're at home. Yeah, because look at the parents said they can record the video at home for me. But it won't be the parent themselves reading the story, it'll be the sister of the kid. If that's
How old is this?
she looks like a high school kid from what I saw.
Okay, yeah, as long as they're like older, like way older, not like in elementary school.
Yeah, she looks like a high school kid, the
Okay.
sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um the the kid that's so-called born the day before Halloween, he's already 2. Is he like he's around the age, right, for the toddler? Because so-called if it's more than the 2.5-ish, is not part of the required, not the so-called considered toddler.
Yeah, I think 2 is fine.
He is still around the 2, right? Not the half yet.
Yeah, I mean, if they're like 4, then it might be pushing to preschool.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're at 2, I believe that's fine.
Yeah, that child just turned 2 in October. Is not half yet, right, for the child? Not like 2.5 yet, right? Still around the 2 something months for the kid.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay, yeah, that's the child I'm doing the video on.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I had in mind was like that they just turned 2 last month. So yeah,
Okay, yeah, that should be okay.
that was also like a yeah. In the textbook, does it kind of like mention about like a little chart-ish of like where the child like should be at this stage, when they're this age, that kind of, you remember if it's happened in the chapter? Mm-hmm.
I read it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you're reading the chapters, you should be seeing the figures. You should be since you're doing those reflective
Mm-hmm.
journals, you should be having notes of each chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been writing notes or?
I've been, yeah, I did, yeah.
Yeah, so then you should notice that they do.
Yeah, I noticed I saw one or two of the charts where they sort of compare the infant and toddler for one of them in one of the chapters. And there, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
the book is pretty easy to follow along with.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, oh, if you want to um, work on this book,
Yeah, I need a so-called for this discussion post. It seems like I need to read the textbook, the chapter 4 and 5, huh? Not really the website for the first these questions, huh? The way I found when I saw it, I thought I need to find it from the website for these points, the differences. So it's from the chapter. Okay.
yeah. We can start answering some of them if you would like.
Yeah. Okay.
So the first one is specify age difference and activity level between infant and toddler. Approximation is acceptable. How are toddlers different from infants in terms of their activity level? So, what activities do infants do that help with their language?
What's the language? What's the language? I think for the infant, it would be like when they're being read to, like maybe story time for the infants. And then maybe like during circle time, like sometimes there's also circle time for infants. They'd be singing, the teacher sings songs to them. And then they will occasionally talk to them during their meal times and diaper change. And then that's kind of the same for the toddlers. But I think the difference would be maybe like the toddler ones, there's some you can see that they're kind of behind in their speech. But like if they're like already supposed to be starting to talk, they're not talking yet. Yeah. And then see if the parent is concerned that their child might need to see a therapist for speech, that kind of. Yeah. For the toddler ones, they might need to be if they're delayed in their speech.
Okay, so the difference I can see that you're trying to connect is that infants, you talk to them, and
I so-called both for both of them, we talk to them. It's just that this when talking to them, the toddler way of responding would not be talking back to you, maybe just sounds. But like both of them would be sounds, but yeah.
so as I was saying, the connection you're trying to make is that even though you talk to them, interact with them,
Mm-hmm,
infants might babble,
mm-hmm.
but toddlers, they can babble, but they should be starting to form words as well.
Yeah, like one or two words. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why when that's why it's concerning when you can't see a toddler not really responding, and that's concerning.
Yeah, like some of them might not even respond to their own names. Yeah, that their names, their own names.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything about like what activity or like different activity levels between the two?
So-called like the infants would be like around the 6 to 1 year old, right? The infant age maybe around there. And then the toddler is maybe 1 to 2, 2.5-ish, that age maybe. Yeah. For the language skills. Yeah, it's mostly by like, I don't, in terms of their activity. Like, I thought, like, maybe the activity level is how active they are during the activities of the language being spoken to. Like if they're responding or something. Or is it like,
Activity is, it can be how they're responding, but it can also be what activities do they do that are different. So what activity? So for example, in the textbook,
mhm,
for infants, they have a lot of exploratory activities.
yeah, they'd be climbing over and stuff.
Yeah, so it encourages children to engage in cerebral activities. So they with it helps with their sight. Um, so activities are toys that pull, they're touched. Encourages children to use their hands, their grasp. There's a lot of sing-song activities, like the Itsy Bitsy Spider, with their fingers.
I thought like when I kind of saw the word activity, maybe like how active they are during certain activities. Is it also part of it?
It can be that as well. So those are for infants.
Mhm.
And for toddlers, it looks like they're a little bit more advanced with their grasp and their muscles, so they can stack that.
Yeah.
And toddlers, they can read books.
Mhm.
They are starting to understand how to read books, but it's just they like to start dressing up and play different characters. They can do writing activities. They're starting to learn how to speak. So there's a lot of different activities like that are different between the two.
Okay.
Um,
Hmm.
you can also talk about, like you said, the language, like the activities between the language development. Toddlers are more active with expressive language than infants are, because they're really just kind of babbling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With not really how they're talking with more.
Yeah. There's some still mix of noise. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So like, yeah. So that part is like for both language and just development in general, right? For this A, question A here.
Yeah, she just says specify age difference and activity level between our job is different in terms of second one is expand more on one of the ideas that you picked from question above from number one.
What's the above you mean? The A or the one? Because they're both different things.
I think it's 3 questions. So list two differences in language development. That's the first one. And 1A is what are the different activity levels between the two? And then 1B is pick select one of the differences you listed and then number one above. So I think for the very first question,
The two
and expand-
different. They're both differences. Okay, yes, it's the first one. Okay.
and then highlight the main reasons for the difference between infant and toddlers in the process of development. Specifically. Yeah. So it would be you would be expanding.
The one here. The list two difference. Okay. It's not the one B, the one
Not
A.
one A, just number one.
Okay. This is just not really kind of language. It can be anything, language or cognitive. Okay.
1A could be, yeah,
Okay.
1B and 1 should be related to the
Okay. And then the last one is any. If there's
last should be like resources, supports, reasons why. Or languages, supports, and reasons you give to parents to help their child learn how. And you need to use that website that you.
okay. Yeah, when I was looking at the website, I kind of find it kind of hard to navigate through it.
It is kind of hard just because it really does it just gives you resources.
Yeah, it's a resource.
And so she says just explore it calmly.
Yeah, the way it had it, I thought I had to find the stuff from the website to answer the question.
No.
Okay. 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 So these first three these questions are from the chapter and stuff, and then that one can be from the website to see if it's a connected as a resource.
And anything that you discuss in class.
Okay. Yeah, we did talk about about the delays, the language parts, yes, language development. And then I can see if there's references in the chapter too, right? In the PowerPoints.
Yeah. So
Okay. I think I got a better understanding. I thought I was like use the website because the way it had it before. I thought I just used the website the way it had the first part of it. I thought it was just to look at the website and find the answer from there.
yeah, I know.
It's kind of confusing.
Yes.
And then this answer has to be 500 words. Fine. So, for 500 words, is it more, it will be more words in most likely the first three questions, right? There may be some in the second. 500 words. That's a lot.
It just depends on what you want to talk about. It just depends how you talk about it.
Because that seems like a lot. And then some of these may not have that many points for it.
It seems like a lot, but once you start writing your ideas,
Okay. Kind of hard. The way it looked like, I thought, but from the way it looked, I would not be able to finish this post.
yeah. And if you don't do it, there's always another one.
Mm-hmm.
But I recommend just doing as much as you can, as much as you can take on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that one kind of hard. The way they have it, the questions, the way they have questions, kind of seem kind of hard for this post.
Yeah, but we also you never know what she's gonna do for the third.
Oh yeah, don't know what's the third one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Still try to do this.
Yeah, try to at least try to do it.
Yeah.
Write down what you want to write down. Because it looks like you already started the second one.
Yeah, I'm kind of, yeah, I have some, but not sure is okay for it, for this question. For the only kind of like from these four questions, the number two question was kind of easier to answer compared to the other ones.
And it looks like you had a good start.
Mm-hmm.
You said, the community drop off pickup, ask questions about
Like I was like for that part was like about like do they seem like they have a speech like to see if they were like concerned for their child because some parents would be concerned of if their kid not speaking yet because they're at the age of speaking.
So yeah, you can expand more on the language delays. You can expand on how to support those that don't have language delays,
Mm-hmm.
or those who are learning English as a second language, or learn a second.
Yeah, I think most of the kids at the daycare I work at mostly are second language learners. Like have their own native language, and then they're learning English maybe too. Yeah, as
so
a second language.
About what do you do in your school that helps those students learn the second language?
Mm.
You can write about that too.
Okay. Yes.
Like a resource that you're using. And what are things that you tell the parents to do at home to help them practice that?
Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll try to finish and post this today, since it's due today at midnight.
Yeah. You can do that.
And now I got a better understanding of the discussion post because we didn't really talk about the post this Wednesday because we were mostly doing presentations.
Yeah. And I think maybe the next couple of classes might be like that.
Oh, like this past Wednesday, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because everyone wants to present. You know, it's not enough time because the presentations are kind of long.
Yeah.
As long as you're keeping up with reading the chapters and the PowerPoint that she gives you, you should be okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. We did a few presentations the coming few weeks. This presentations. It's only like toward the end. There's no presentation for 1 week. Well, actually, there is. There. Yeah, the next coming weeks are mostly presentations.
Yeah.
Mostly presentations. And then for me, I'm not sure if I'll be able to really present still because the video, I need to have a video to do the observation.
When are you presenting?
So far, I chose for the 28th.
28th, and it is the 16th. Okay, so you have 1 full week to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just say try to get those videos by Wednesday, the 21st.
By this coming Wednesday, yeah. Okay.
And once you get those videos, it should be pretty simple to put the presentations together. Because all you need to do is grab snapshots of phonology, morphology, semantics that the child is demonstrating.
So for the paper, it's just everything I have in the presentation, just in the paper form, right? For the paper?
Yes.
Just do later on?
With more evidence, with more examples, and I think she also wants you to compare to, or use a scholarship
in the paper. Okay.
So try to get that video by Wednesday.
Yeah, this coming Wednesday. Yeah, I'll try to get that. Yeah. Yeah, the kid not coming next Monday, so because CPS closed for President's Day, so the mom will be home. So hopefully on Monday or over the weekend they're able to record the video. It's just the way to send it back to me is the problem too.
Yeah, and if you're comfortable exchanging phone numbers, you can exchange phone numbers as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's a little bit easier than email.
Okay, yes.
And, you know, obviously let them know like you're not gonna share the video. You know,
Yeah,
give their phone number away.
yes.
You know, make them feel safe and stuff.
Okay, yes. Okay, I'll try to get the video and start doing that presentation part. Yeah, because that's part of the thing, and then the discussion post for this week too. Yes, those two are the main one, and then the article journal for next Friday. That one I just need to read the article and find the stuff. Okay, yeah. Okay, yes.
Okay. All right. So that's why I use the notes because start like okay, so what did we work on?
We work mostly on the discussion post and then kind of the other assignments a little bit in this class.
And okay, so Mandy and I met online. We went over discussion post number 2. We broke down how to answer the questions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, so then I'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll see you next week.
Hopefully we can go over your reflective journal. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Bye. Done. 57.